illuminating white text appears that says, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." Now, curvy golden yellow text stationary in the middle of the screen with stars flying by through hyperspace that reads, "Theory of a Blind Man." Golden yellow text begins to crawl from the bottom of the screen upwards. Episode 2, the live stream strikes back. After the separation of content uploads and live streams, this channel is dedicated to live streaming guests, gaming, proclivities and pondering of the fate of the galaxy. Darth Whistler reigns over these channels and his message will be heard with the help of many others presenting information for all to absorb. The text continues to crawl away from view deep into the infinity of space. For those of you willing to watch and listen to live streaming and participate in the chat, the live stream strikes back at a new upload channel with prizes and galactic credits to make you rebels come rich beyond your wildest dreams. But Darth Whistler is not satisfied until the triad of the Force has been completed, and so there lays another in wait deep in space and will soon be revealed. May the dark side of the Force be with you. As the last of the text disappears, we are left with stars flying by view in hyperspace, then fade to black.
Welcome everybody, good evening. My name is Whistler. I've got some guests. This is Theory of a Blind Man. Live stream strikes back. And the chat's already blown up. Welcome everybody in the chat. I think Whoa. We had some echo there, and I'm going to blame Nicole because she's got fire a-hole. Blind Toes, welcome. El Albino, welcome. I saw Josh in there, welcome. Danny's in there too. Welcome, Danny. Haven't heard from you in a while. Anyway, tonight's guests, our panel for tonight's ADA discussion, 30 years anniversary. Yay. I'm blind, and I'm proud to be blind, even though I identify as a sightling. Anyway, Nicole Cotta from the YouTube channel. Nicole Cotta, that's not redundant, aka Screaming Bastard. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on.
Start with intro or not yet?
Not yet. Wait for the cues.
Okay.
Wait for the cue. See, this is why we're going to do a social cue show, everybody, for blind people.
Hey, you said after you do the welcomes.
Right, and since we got 2 more welcomes to go.
That's true, that's true.
Okay. Anyway, Danny Marie, AUC, and that does not mean autism up close. How you doing?
I'm good.
What?
I'm doing good.
Well, I messed it up a while back because I was thinking in my mind, am I going autistic right now? And it was just as I was introducing Danny, I was like, Danny Marie from Autism
He
Up
literally
Close.
said autism up close, and I just died.
And
was
last
so
but not
funny.
least, we got Jesse Anderson from Illegally Sighted, aka what would be the other one? I already forgot. Legally Blind. Now it doesn't even make sense to say legally blind. I'm just like, it's illegally sighted.
Well, exactly. Illegally sighted. That's just the way it is.
I still think that's like the most clever name.
Well, you know, it happens once in a lifetime. It happens every once in a while.
Oh, hey, Kim is in the chat. Welcome, Kim. Thanks for coming in. Now, tonight, like we said, we're going to be talking about a little bit about the ADA, and we're also going to go into the second half. And we also have an after show after this, just in case anybody wants to stick around longer than the show to discuss things further. So, Nicole here is going to give us a little bit of background on the ADA. So, Nicole, now you can take it away.
Okay, I should have known better, honestly, but it's fine. I guess I'm just really impatient today. So the ADA stands for Americans with Disabilities Act, and it was signed into law in 1990. So July 26th will be the 30th year anniversary for that. And what the ADA is a law which helps to protect people with disabilities to be not discriminated against in the workplace and also in other areas such as in government, at work, and even online. And it also allows for more accessibility. So for people who happen to be deaf, for example, have closed captioning on videos, and people who are blind can also get audio descriptions and also alternative text on photos and such things as those.
Nice. And you know what? This whole movement would be ruined and not taken seriously if there was one letter added to ADA. Like if you took the actual letters from the words Americans with Disability Act, we would have ADA. No one would take us seriously. ADA, we got a blind person.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome, Willie Rosado. How you doing, good sir? So anybody else have anything they want to add to the background that we can paint from the ADA? Ribbit.
No, I don't think so.
No. No. No, it's pretty good.
Okay. How about has anybody tried to utilize the resources of the ADA?
No.
No.
No, it hasn't really come up in, like the last time I was on, we talked about the discrimination and that kind of a thing. I haven't had anything like that, but I do know some people who have gone through things with employment, especially, that have encountered stuff like that.
I do know that there was a few months ago where I reached out to the ADA, I guess, main office here in the Northern California Bay Area, and I've still yet to receive a response. But again, too, I don't know if any of you remember, but I think it was starting last year when all of a sudden there was a flood of ADA lawsuits flying everywhere from a couple people, just like two single individuals that were trying to just basically steal money from businesses, claiming things weren't accessible and whatnot. So I know they were really backlogged trying to sort that out.
Yeah, there's been some over the years. It seems like there kind of ebbs and flows a little bit, but there's been a few different instances where some people will just be like, you get some shyster or something that's just like, oh, hey, this is an easy way that we can try to, capitalize and make money, and that kind of thing just makes me sick.
Yeah, absolutely. The one that I'm most familiar with is I think it's like I want to say 367.5, which is the guide dog part of it. And I say guide dog because dogs are the ones that I recognize now. So don't go out and get yourself a freaking guide snake, people. It just doesn't work anymore.
What about the ponies? Can you get a pony?
I was just gonna say, I have heard of. I've never seen one in person, but I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I've heard of one. I've seen one locally well, not really locally, but Southern California doing one of the blind conventions. But last I heard, they're no longer recognized as a guide animal. But
really?
I don't know that for sure. That would need to be checked.
That
They make a nice vehicle.
Well,
it's actually a miniature horse.
Yeah, they're small.
It was literally the size of my last guide dog. So
never mind.
They're tiny.
That's animal
Yeah,
abuse.
they're amazingly small from what I've seen of them.
Yeah. You might be able to have a couple baby infants ride it, but that's about it. And that would be really fun. But we were talking the other night about guide horses. You guys remember my dream vehicle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the ADA
It's a cool idea.
I thought so. I ran it by my brother, and he's like, "Why don't you just get a self-driving car?" I'm like, "No, shut up."
No.
not
A
there
horse
yet.
is way better.
It's not there yet.
Yeah. So 30 years of the ADA. Anybody in the chat have anything to say about it? Feel free to post it in there. I can also send out a link if anybody wants to join the call. Where else should we go about the ADA? I mean, what do you guys feel the biggest benefit being at least a blind person that the ADA has had on our community?
I feel like mostly for me was with school, because I was a science major. There were so many things that if the ADA was not in place, I could have easily been discriminated against and just not received the services that I did receive. But because of the ADA, I was able to graduate with a high GPA and do very well in my classes, and my professors could not refuse my accommodations. And if they tried, it's in my accommodations letter that it is illegal to do so because of the ADA. So they couldn't win that fight.
Yeah. Same for accommodations. I'm super grateful for the ones I got. I'm lucky I don't have to have a ton, but like the things I do have, I need. So,
right.
You know, it's necessary for sure. I've benefited in that way. I recently did research on the white cane laws too, so I think those are out there, but I know those aren't like ADA specific. They're kind of state by state.
Yep.
So it's kind of a mess, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and transportation is another big one too that is so important with ADA because that increases our independence, and the tactile bumps at street crossings. I know that those are being placed in more areas now, and I really love those because I remember being a kid and going through O&M. Those were not always there, and now I notice that they're at almost every corner, and people don't realize how helpful that is, especially when there are sloped sidewalks and you think you're at the end, but you're not, and so you kind of stop suddenly. But with the cross bumps, you're like, oh, I know for sure I'm at the end of the street now, or at the end of the sidewalk.
I really dislike the undulated domes that are like, you know, an inch and a half off the ground, these big circular flat domes. I always thought, like, doesn't a wheelchair get stuck on those?
Yeah.
There's the I remember what they used to do when the ADA first started implementing some kind of tactile feedback on the ground for intersections, and they would just take a cement saw and cut lines into it. That was fine.
Right. Yep.
It was perfect.
Yep. I remember those. Yep.
Even in a wheelchair, you got instead of.
Yeah.
I wonder why they stopped that. Maybe it was causing road decay or something.
Well,
I don't know, but
Maybe.
It costs a lot more to do the whole dome thing because they basically have to reconstruct the curb cut. So now they get to charge even more from the state to get funding to do so. So it's more beneficial for them.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
But I definitely, I mean, you know, I haven't had to, you know, do any lawsuits or anything like that. But, you know, like you guys have said so far, I think just the accommodations and just the fact of, my parents, when I was growing up, you know, I could go to a public school and I could get, you know, granted we were from the middle of nowhere, so we didn't really have a lot of resources. You know, I was in a tiny school. We kind of made do with what we had, but, you know, even being able to hook up with resources in the state and eventually state service, or not state services, but the school for the blind, and like, you know, being able to learn Braille, but, you know, still just being able to be in a public school, you know, it's like, I have the right to go to college. I have my degrees. And now because of all that, and I, you know, working my butt off, but also just having the opportunities and, you know, being fairly considered for jobs based on skill, you know, skill and qualifications. And, you know, the fact that I think, sadly, in a way, like, if anything, I was sort of thinking about this while talking to a friend of mine not too long ago. With recent times, to me, it's sort of like, unfortunately, if, like, there's a group of people that, like, you know, that really try to do the right thing and whatever, but then there's just a lot of people, too, who, like, they won't do the kind of what the right thing is unless it's like mandated by law or something like that. It's like, well, we wouldn't serve them because they wouldn't come to our thing anyway, or, you know, they wouldn't come to our store, they wouldn't buy our products. And then, you know, so it's like you almost have to be told, you know, like, well, we're going to mandate you should wear these masks because you're not smart enough to do it on your own or whatever. But and then as far as transportation goes, I can't tell you how thankful I am that as our city has been revamping some of their, you know, sidewalks and streetlights and everything. When I first moved into this apartment, we had stoplights, But the issue was going the one way, it was perfectly fine. It was easy because there was a lot of parallel traffic. But going the other way, crossing the major road, was a big issue because there was very little cross traffic, and especially in the morning, and especially during the winter time up here where there's ice and snow and it's a challenge as it is, there were a good few times where I was just kind of, eventually I had to go. If there was a few cycles and I had to go, I had to get the bus, I had to get to work, but there were a couple close calls, and it was actually really scary. But a few years back, they put those audible lights in. You just hit the button, it'll tell you to walk, or it'll beep.
Yep, the Polaris ones.
I got to tell you, those things, I actually don't mind crossing the street there anymore because, I said, going the one way was not bad, but oof.
That is one good thing about
the other way is scary.
One good thing about mandated things per se. Actually, I don't know if it's mandated everywhere, but for example, here in California, all major hotels have the placards, and what's great about them is it's Braille on the bottom and raised letters or numbers on the top, which is amazing. I don't know if anybody has ever been drunk trying to get back to the 13th room floor trying to read Braille. Reading Braille drunk is hard.
I've never considered that, but that makes sense.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've been in a hotel situation when I'll have to think about that
Plus
one.
the elevator buttons, that's nice. No one wants to hit the call button instead of lobby. It's like you hit the button, you don't go anywhere, all of a sudden, can we help you? It's like, send me to the first floor.
That siren button in there, like, I'd hate to hit that siren button or something.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, that's the big one that sticks out though. You can't miss that.
Yeah, well, it depends. Some of them are weird. Like, when I went to the GA Game Accessibility Conference last year, man, I saw the most, this, it was like this 3-4 story building, but it was super small and tiny and compact, and they turned it into this hotel sort of a thing, but it had the oldest elevator I've ever seen. I've been in freight elevators before, but this one you literally had to pull this heavy door close, and it had the
gate, the accordion gate.
You actually had to pull the gate close. That wasn't even automatic. You had to it was probably from the 1920s.
Nice.
That should not even be allowed.
The things my nightmares are made of.
I got a buddy that can tell you exactly what model it is.
I think the large part is really nice, though.
Funny, my friends stay there too, and he's like, yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm like, okay, I'll take the stairs down, but going up, I'm carrying a bunch of stuff, and so
I'll stick the stuff in the elevator and take the stairs.
See, that sounds like a plan.
Welcome, Joe Quirk. Joe Quirk is in the chat.
I hate elevators.
Oh man, I can't. I have an aversion to elevators in general. So no, I would definitely be taking the stairs. I don't care how many flights it is in that case.
Yeah, no, that was definitely that was an experience. We'll just say that.
Yeah, I don't like elevators either because I just hate being. If I was by myself, no problem. But when you get in an elevator with a bunch of other people, have you ever been in a stuck elevator?
No, thank
I
God.
have not. Thankfully, no, I have not had to live that experience just yet.
I've been in one where some asshole decides to jump up and it does that jerky thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Everybody, when the elevator gets stuck and you're sitting there, and for some reason the call-out button or emergency button is not working, everybody looks to the blind person like, "You can get us out, right?" And I don't get it. I'm like, what?
So much sense, yeah.
I don't mind if I'm stuck with one other person. If it's someone I know, I don't want to be stuck with a stranger. Absolutely not. But if it's some person that I know, that's fine. But I do not want to be stuck by myself either. That's really terrifying to me.
Well, yeah. It really sucks if there's only two of you in there. Let's say there's two of you in there. You're in there for a good 45 minutes. You just ate a couple cheese balls, and you guys know who just made the stink. But then the elevator starts to work. It goes down a floor. The door opens, and two people get in, and they look around like, who was it?
The cheese balls. You're not gonna live that one down.
The end of this.
Nope.
Yes, screaming, flaming bastard.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't know. The funny
Mhm.
thing is, I've always been a Braille user, but my dad taught me how to read and write in print when I was younger because I could see it enough. And so
Okay.
I will still read the big print instead of the Braille sometimes. And I feel like that's very helpful because not everyone knows Braille. If you lose your eyesight as an adult, and you've never
Absolutely.
learned Braille, you know print where you could probably feel it and figure out what
Yeah.
letter it is.
And that's the nice thing about also, you mentioned the Braille signage, and you also have like a lot of those signs, not all of them, but a lot of them will be raised print too. So you can actually reading like a number, or if you're in a hotel that has, where you're going to a conference, you can read what the room name is, or like, oh, this is the first 3 letters of this word, or you can
Right.
kind of get the idea.
And that stands out more than the Braille. The Braille is so tiny compared to that.
So that reminds me of the weirdest place I've ever seen Braille. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a cruise, but
Yeah.
the cruise ship stair
Staircase.
rails. The rails had Braille on the underside of the staircase rail, and I was like, "What? There's a Braille under here!" I was
That's
so fascinated. man.
Cool. I bet it tells
Cruise
you
ships.
what deck you're on.
Yeah.
Weird.
It does. I know. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying, like, it's a weird spot to put it. It was cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen it on the underside
Yeah,
of any
I
kind
guess
of
I didn't
rail.
know, and I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you think about it
Yeah.
though. Like if you're blind,
Yeah,
your hand is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
go to the railing, right?
it's exactly the perfect place for
Yeah.
I
it.
mean, now that you say it, it makes
Unexpected.
sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
Bravo,
But yeah, no.
Princess Cruises. Bravo.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Princess.
Yeah, the
It's
question
fine.
I've always got, or that I've always been asked, was why do they put Braille on the ATMs in the bank drive-through? Blind people aren't driving.
This is a great question.
I know the answer if you guys want a serious answer.
So do I.
It's because they're mass produced.
That's
I was going
true,
to say
yeah.
they're too lazy to make separate ones without
Exactly.
Braille.
We're
you
not
know,
that
why?
special. Look, people, we just got our own emojis last year. Come on, we're not that special.
Yeah, seriously.
We don't get
I
our
still
own
don't use
ATM machines.
emojis. I still
Maybe
don't
we
use
should pull up
emojis.
in a drive-through, like switch seats with the driver right as you're pulling in, and just like have your cane
Yeah.
out the window and just be like, "Yeah, I'm driving."
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
speaking
a friend of
of,
mine. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say really quick, speaking of our soft introduction into society as a blind community, Danny here, of all people, let me know about this wonderful website that I'm going to be doing a review on here in the future, and it's Blind Pornhub. So
You better quit. I did not know. That was not me. You know,
No.
you can blame anybody else, but I did not know that existed until today.
So you guys can look forward to that. Sorry, Jesse, go ahead.
No, well, yeah. One of the funniest stories that I had was a friend of mine who was they were going on a flight somewhere, and they had a layover or something. So they had their guide dog, and they were in between flights or whatever. So they're waiting, and it just so happened that it was where the pilot actually went to take out the dog, and so people got all freaked out because they saw like the guy in the pilot uniform, and he's
Blind
having a
guy.
guide dog. They're like, what the hell?
The blind pilot.
That was also a pretty good one.
I got a old school, I swear it was like, it had to be late 70s, early 80s button down pilot shirt and said Delta Airlines on the back of it. And so anytime I took a flight, I wore that thing.
Oh my god,
God,
It was great.
that's amazing.
There you go.
it's goofy, is what it is.
Gina, a new viewer, I believe, or at least new participant in the chat. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. She says, LOL.
That's a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
She's probably laughing about your Pornhub you tried to blame on me.
It was your porn, not mine. Blind porn.
No, oh.
Blind.
Oh no. Did you guys know Pornhub has a blog?
That's
the real
crazy.
shocker. That's the real shocker.
Can't say that I would care.
Me neither, but it was fascinating.
I know, right? It's like, wow. I wonder how long.
Someone's a writer on that.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna rip that apart one night. I'm gonna have to mark that down as like super adult
of
type of content.
Super not safe for work.
Yeah.
I want to come with you on that show. You just invite me. I'll be right here with you.
Okay.
For breach shenanigans.
That'd be funny. Yeah. See, Blind Toast thinks it was you too.
Oh, well, fine. I'll take the credit, but it really wasn't me. I'm not ashamed. I'm an adult.
So that puts us at anything else regarding ADA, because I want to jump into the next topic if that's okay.
Well, your audio descriptions.
ADA is cool.
So,
Zang.
It is. I was just gonna say I'm so jealous of you guys who live in cities with the whole talking crosswalks, because we have that crosswalk situation that Jesse was describing where you've got a couple major streets going in one direction that have a lot of traffic, but if you want to cut across that street, there's not much cross traffic to walk with.
Exactly, and it can literally
that so much.
it can be terrifying.
We don't even have the
always
talking ones
scares
here.
me. We don't have them at all here. We have maybe 2 crosswalk signs.
We have the cuckoo chirp chirps, north, south, east,
We
west
don't even
chirps.
have
Ours
those,
don't
which
do
is
any of that.
crazy. Like, I've never
There's
even
no
heard
noise.
one in downtown Detroit at all. Like, you would think that Detroit would have them, but I have never heard
Yeah,
them.
you would think.
Sacramento
Detroit's
too.
big.
We ain't, the state's capital. We don't have them.
That's pretty weird.
Hmm.
But yeah,
well,
no.
like I said, so
They're expensive though too.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, but I think if they're, I think that they were working on updating them around the city. Like there was a big push a few years back. Like they were taking down old bus shelters and like putting up newer ones because they were just the ones that they had were really old and things like that. So they were doing stuff around the corners anyway, and so they were replacing a lot of the lights and stuff like that. And so like if they're going to do it, it's like, okay, may as well make the effort and then not have to try to retrofit or add on or do that later. So like I said, that was a few years back, and I was extremely grateful when I just went out to work one morning and went, sweet.
Nice.
That'd be an epic
There's
surprise.
some automated person telling me when to cross. This is awesome.
I need some of that in my life.
I mean, when they first came out, it was funny because I was like, I don't know, it's neat, but I just never really, I was like, okay, whatever. But then as I started really, being in a big city more, I'm like, I'm actually really thankful for these.
Mhm.
So, do you have to hold the button down, or does it just automatically talk? Because they might work in Detroit, and I just haven't held the button down long enough.
You just
No,
press
you
it.
just push it.
You just press it, and then it'll either, I've seen a few different types of them. They'll either just beep until it's ready to go, or they will say wait.
Mhm.
And then a
Yeah,
lot of
I've
them will
heard
say
those.
walk
I've
or
heard
walk
them.
in the street name.
Yeah.
I've seen the walk ones. They just say walk, and then I think it gives you the countdown too. I
Yeah.
saw them in Orlando. That's the only place I've ever
Yeah,
seen
some
them.
of them do, and some of them don't have the
15
countdown.
I got one here in Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, and it's on Railroad Square. It's the only intersection that I've ever seen anywhere, and it's the Polaris system, where not only does it have the tone, the 2 different tones for the direction that you're crossing, but also it's got the walk, don't walk, and it also has Braille, refreshable Braille.
What?
Yes.
That sounds
Oh wow,
really expensive.
refreshable braille. I've seen the raised arrows. We have
It's
that on a lot
amazing.
of ours, but it'll kind of tell you, because that's the other thing is like depending on how they, every intersection is different. So like some of them they'll have both buttons on one pole, and then
Yeah.
depending on which one you hit,
Yeah,
or some of them will have like different poles for whatever direction. And so a lot of them around here tend to have those raised arrows kind of pointing in the direction, like, if you hit this button, that's
good.
the way it's going to tell you to cross.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
that's also pretty helpful.
It makes it kind of easier too when there's 2 buttons, because you know exactly which one to push.
Exactly.
hmm
So
And then you don't have to find 2 separate light posts, and
Mhm.
it's just that's so annoying.
now recently we just had, what was it, last week, the 30th anniversary, right, for ADA?
The
This
26th,
Sunday.
actually.
26th.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anything special you guys are doing for? I thought you were doing a show or something, Nicole, weren't you?
I thought about it, but I don't. Honestly, I'm not sure because I joined this and I was like, whatever, I can say my piece on here, so
Oh.
I might still do it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I was gonna make a video, but it doesn't not to.
I mean, another,
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing anything specific.
probably
This will
post some
probably be the main thing, and then I haven't decided if I'm going to do any kind of streaming tomorrow or not.
awesome. Well, you guys make me feel special,
Yeah,
Like,
you are special.
Awda special. What about audio description? Do you think ADA had something to play in that? I can't
don't know.
remember, honestly. I know the 21st Century Communications Act that passed in 2010 really boosted it, so anything new that comes out has to have audio description.
Yeah, it has to. I think.
Yeah,
it's
that helped a
10 or
lot.
something.
So I can't remember if that was ADA associated or not.
I think it is because I read something about that earlier, that audio descriptions is the part of ADA. Same with alternative text. So I would assume it is.
It doesn't say it specifically. This is from Google. Specifically, does it name audio description? But it says effective communication with any government communications. So they're saying that's umbrellaed under that specific one at least. But
they are.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's what they're saying. I don't know.
Because I remember
have to do more research.
When that first came out, that was for such things as either braille mailings from the government or a phone call from the government. Like, for example, we used to get letters every month for Social Security disability income, and you had the option to have them call you and read the letter to you before you got it.
Oh, jeez. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you read that sentence again? Or can you go back a paragraph and read, like, the third word in?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
let's just not even get into the language barriers dealing with government employees.
Yeah. Well, and I know, like, I know part of it, I'm sure, the ADA, like, in that area, they kind of help push things along a little bit. But I know, like, with closed captioning, I know there were a lot of advocates in the deaf community that the reason there's so many closed captioning on pretty much everything, on TV these days, and it's been that way for forever, from what I can remember.
Yeah,
is that they had a huge advocacy and lobby push.
Right.
I don't remember exactly when that was, but I don't think the blind really pushed for that all that much, at least in the U.S. I don't think that was so much of a thing like the deaf community did.
That's
and I know a
really
lot of
crazy.
the audio description, I know like a lot of the programs, especially the older stuff you see, it seems like we get a lot of those from overseas, like in the UK, because they were doing it a lot more before we were.
Right.
Consistently.
Yeah, and if you're watching on a computer at home using YouTube, you might be able to access it from the app as well, but I'm not sure about it. You can press C on your computer and turn captioning on. It's really cool. And if you got a clear stream like ours, especially with Danny's voice, oh my God, it'll give you the exact transcription. It works very well.
It's built into the app too, so
okay,
it's also available there. Yeah.
There you go.
I did find something but it's specifically about movie theaters on the ADA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The headsets.
Yeah. And in 2016 there was a law passed that basically said they had to have both captions and audio description available at movie theaters, but that's the only thing it specifies.
The right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now in 2020, as of January 2020, there's the law in the CVAA where that was a whole thing in the gaming field where it's not that the games themselves necessarily have to have narration for like their menus and user interfaces and stuff, but if there's some sort of like player-to-player communication, so let's say text chat, voice chat, which a lot of games these days are kind of geared around multiplayer and communicating and socializing with others. Those, as of January, had to be. It was supposed to go into effect earlier, but then it got postponed, or they got an exception or something. But that ended in January, and I think that's where we're not seeing full narration in a lot of places, but I think in a way that's why we're seeing at least some piecemeal like menu and game narration, is because it's like, oh, well, if we have to do it for this CVAA requirement, well, maybe we can just see if we can make at least some of the menus talk.
Right.
My experience of that has been really half-assed. Like one game I played with it recently was Division, and it's like it's multiplayer, but it's mostly like a first-person shooter RPG kind of co-op heavy centric game. But like literally, they'll read to you the main parts of the menu, and like that's it.
That's a lot of them. Yeah, like Division. I briefly looked at that, kind of the third-person shooting stuff, and there's several other games that that do have about that level. There's been a couple of more recent ones that have done a little bit better job, and I would think within the next, especially after seeing things like some of these Age of Empires and
Yeah.
Minecraft and The
I
Last of
love
Us, like
Age of Empires.
I think we're going to see more of that in the next couple of years.
I need to see what Minecraft's done. I didn't know they had like audio descriptions and things.
Minecraft, it doesn't really for a lot of the in-game menu, like your inventory, but like the main menus do. But like Minecraft Dungeons, actually, their little Diablo-esque thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not bad. Like it actually tells you if you have health. Like if you get a health item or if you pick. As your health changes, or you pick up an item, and
or if you're
you
about
read
to
your
die.
inventory.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not see it. Like I have always wanted to get into the gaming world, but I've always been like, discouraged because of the lack of accessibility. And so I'm just like, if it's not all the way there, I don't want to do it because it's gonna be
getting there.
if I can like get to a certain point and then I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I really like storyline games, so like that would be really cool.
Oh boy.
To just be where only a blind person can play it. I want it to be where everyone can play
it.
If
you don't mind a little bit of grim, oh man, the story itself is grim as hell, but like the Last of Us 2 story is
so bad.
It's so good, and you can totally play it as a blind person. Like because I know a couple of people who have. And
have you gotten it yet, Whistler? I'm waiting for your review on it, by the way.
I actually did just order it today. I got to get a physical copy, and there's two reasons why. One, I like the physical copy.
Okay.
Two, it's the first one of its kind.
This is true.
I'm
gonna want to hear all about it.
I bought it digitally, but part of me wants to get the even though I already own it, I kind of want to just have like the collector's edition with the little statue for that very reason.
Yeah. Yep. And Shine Mousella on YouTube plays Nintendo Switch. So you might want to check out her YouTube channel.
Was he asking about the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, he wants to play his games on the Nintendo Switch.
They don't have any text to speech, but they do have
There's
a
Zoom.
magnifier. There is Zoom.
Yes.
Which I definitely make use of.
Use all the time.
And I got a video going up tomorrow. I finally, for me, I think the Joy-Cons are just too small, so I found some alternate controllers that make it much more better to play in handheld mode.
We need to talk about controllers one day.
Oh man.
I got your back.
I have the best controller.
What you got?
For those of you who can see, it looks like a Super Nintendo controller, but with the PlayStation joysticks. Oh my god, it is so fun. I love it.
I used to think that the Xbox controller, because I remember what it looked like, and so I remember what it looked like. It looked lopsided because the D-pad is switched with the left analog stick. No, it works phenomenal. I'm like,
I love it.
I actually much prefer the offset where the Xbox where the D-pad is down below and the analog stick is up. I don't like playing The Last of Us. I'm not used to the PlayStation controls where they're right next to each other, and I don't like that as much.
Ugh, it fits so good. Maybe it's just me, but it fits
the
really
analog
good.
sticks. I don't like the way the PlayStation ones are right next to each other.
I feel like I don't even have a PlayStation or an Xbox because I just don't know what's best, so I just haven't bothered.
Well, if you get into Last of Us, it's only available on the PlayStation, so that's your option.
I mean, it sounds fun, though. It sounds worth it.
Because
we can talk later. That's kind of my whole illegally cited gig. I've been doing a lot in game accessibility, so I got you guys there.
Joe Quirk says, I'm going to steal this from Whistler. Gaming chicks are hot.
Sure. Okay.
I had that hashtag going for a while. Remember?
Did you really? Is that what he's talking about?
Gamer chicks are hot? Yeah, I used to post that everywhere. Yep, can't wait for Last of Us Part 2 from Whistler. Thank you, Shine. I feel that. Wait, what? I feel that, Nicole.
I binged that in 2 days. And it's like a 30-hour game, if that tells you anything. I don't know if I should be.
Freaking awesome. I'm
just dying
in darkness.
I didn't do anything that weekend. I think I took a break a couple times, but otherwise I was just enthralled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before we get too far off into gaming, let's back up about 8.5 minutes, and I'll reconnect with the segue that I had in my head, but I forgot. Audio description, we talked about it a little bit. And now there's a petition going around on change.org. The link is in the description box below if you guys want to read it for yourself. It's a very quick read, maybe 2 seconds long. So that's what we're going to discuss now. And the premise is, I'm not exactly sure, but basically that YouTube should offer audio description. And it's so vague and it's so broad. All these questions and concerns start popping up. And for me, it's like, as a YouTube creator, that's hard. Like, unless you're an actual studio or something, you have to go find someone. You have to hire either a professional audio describer or, you know, who is this petition on change.org actually going to impact and affect in a positive way?
So I have an opinion on this. I think it's going under the intent that because YouTube provides a means for closed captioning, that it should also provide a means for audio description. But machine learning is pretty much responsible for closed captioning. Like,
exactly.
I don't know how you could do that
Right.
legitimately with audio
For the most
description.
part,
Like,
it is, yeah.
yeah.
Well, think
I know
about it.
there are people who do it like as well, but
We all
it's not the
have.
same thing.
We all have the same engine for closed captioning on our phones right now, the dictate button.
Right.
It's the
Yes,
same thing. So it's not that big a deal.
it is.
Yeah. I
But
mean, like, how would you get a robot to just describe things, whereas the closed captioning is just literally listening to every word you say and repeating it. You know, it's not like it has to switch it up.
Would you want your robot voice
Illuminating white text appears that says, "A long time
Every
ago in
time?
a galaxy far, far away."
No, you
But,
want a
I mean,
person.
it's not outside the realm of possibility though, because like with pictures, okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Google Photos, so I don't know if Apple's doing anything like this, but with Google Photos, they have this whole like machine learning thing incorporated into their Photos app, so it will literally see what's in your photos, categorize it, and you can literally search for whatever it is you want to search for, like say your dog. Hey, find me pictures of a
Right.
dog, and it will literally find your pictures of a dog.
It does. It's so
It's
cool.
fascinating.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of do that on the iOS side. Not, I don't know how much they are like, you know, just mainstream picture description. But I know in like iOS 13 they started like you can tap on some things and it'll give you a really vague description.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have been playing with the iOS 14 beta on my iPad, and they actually are working on trying to improve that and adding a few different things for not just pictures, but you know, images, but also like potential controls. So if you get a problematic control that isn't labeled, or that isn't like, what is this thing, or you know, something like I'm not sure if this is a button or a switch or something like that.
Blind
They would
Toes.
just play nice with Google.
Yeah, right. Blind Toes asks, how would this be implemented? And I was thinking, like, well, as YouTube creators, when you go into your dashboard or uploading or whatever, there's actually a closed captioning selection where you can turn it on or off.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the only way that I could really think about it. Is like, how are they going to check it? That means there has to be a YouTube manual review to pick it up. And it probably would have to be a separate track. No, it would have to be, because that's how the app
it would.
would be able to recognize it, so you could turn it on or off.
It definitely would have to be a different, separate audio track, and that's the thing. You know, we talked a little bit before before we officially went live, and it was, you know, it's like you said though, it's like for captioning, it's literally listening to what is being spoken and you know, repeating it back in text form. Whereas, you know, it's like, how do you get something in a video to be accurately described, especially when you have anything from realistic settings to things with like weird filters and you know,
Green
weird
screens.
like Photoshop things happening, right? Or like gameplay of like fantasy and weird things. It's just I think if you're doing more of like, and I've even thought about this, you know, even when I kind of present, I don't necessarily do audio description, but if I'm doing something a little bit more like a video that's a little bit more formal and isn't just me going, oh, hey, I'm playing through a game and I'm showing you, you know, I still try to be fairly descriptive, but if it's something more formal, like I'm teaching how to use a feature or reviewing an app, I try to be pretty descriptive so that a blind viewer is able to understand what is going on in the video. It may not be actual audio described, but especially for more formal content, I try to.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that in my videos.
Yeah, I try to do that a little bit. Try to make a better effort for that.
Yeah.
It's nice too when you can make it part of your video so it flows good still, but rather than having the overlaying track that's going to duck the main audio just so you can hear some kind of description. And me personally, I don't like ducking audio. I have no problem personally hearing the regular volume of the description track over a regular movie track. I like the sound of the movie.
Right.
And the music, and they cut out the music, and you're like, oh, I like that soundtrack.
Well, it was funny because yesterday Microsoft had their big Xbox event, and as part of that, they actually offered an audio described version.
That didn't work.
And so, and it was it was cool. But they did that very thing, and I actually commented because I actually streamed it, kind of my reaction and everything, and the video's up now. But it was interesting because I commented on that very thing. It's like, man, this is cool, but like there's some cool music playing in the background, and like there are parts where I actually want to hear more of the content versus the description.
Yeah.
It's where you get into the realm of can you have it all ways?
Right. Well, exactly. But then there are cases where if I know something is highly visual or that has like foreign subtitles or something because they're speaking in another language, there's been quite a few shows like on Netflix that I have watched with audio description for those very reasons, because they're super visual and I do tend to miss certain things.
See, like I like music moments described, like if it's just complete music and I'm not missing people's dialogue, then that's fine. But I hate when I don't hear what the person in the movie is saying because there's audio description over it.
I mean, they're technically supposed to do it in between dialogue, but sometimes just the pace of something makes it that really difficult.
Yeah. I mean, there's like we said, documentaries would be cool if they could describe those, or something like an hour-long video, or people who do have, like a studio where like they have the money to do it and they're, the resources,
Cobra Kai.
But not everyone can do that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start for YouTube, and it could be a trial thing, is start with the big names. Start with the big channels, the mainstream channels. If ABC, NBC, blah, 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 have to have audio description on their cable networks anyway, they should be having to do that on YouTube.
Yeah, and then it's a kind of a line of like where you cut it off. It's like, okay, if you want to do a partial start or a pilot, what do you consider where do you make that cutoff point, and what types of programs are you trying to, like, are we just going to do, because there are channels that do like actual like TV show type content, and then there's a lot of the informal stuff that probably most people are familiar with from YouTube, but even if they have a large audience, like where do you cut off that line?
Or like, I don't know if anybody here has ever watched or heard alternative reality gaming, those videos. Oh my god, how would you describe those? Impossible.
Yeah.
It's
a process.
Some anime on Netflix are described. That's cool.
Really?
I did not know that.
I didn't know there was anime that was described on there, but I know a lot of, pretty much, I think it was ever since maybe 2018-ish, all of Netflix's original programming does have audio description.
Nice.
Disney Plus, we've talked about that. Disney Plus has so much audio description on it. It's amazing. Don't look at HBO for that, okay? Because there's nothing on there.
I will actually look into Netflix now, because there's a series that I really want to see, and that's Oliver Stone's The Untold History of the United States.
I feel like I've watched some of that. I don't I don't know.
I've heard of it.
It's supposed to be really good. 1898 until 2013 so far.
Okay.
Awesome.
Wow.
Like stuff we didn't hear about or learn growing up type of history.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love that kind of history.
Yeah.
Like that's what I love to learn. Like the stuff I learned in
Right.
school is not interesting to me. But if you watch stuff on TV, it's like, whoa, how come I never learned that in school?
There's another
Yes.
site, and I haven't listened to too much of it, but what I have, he does a really good job. There's a guy, I forget his name, but it's I think it's called Hardcore History.
Mm.
And he'll go into really in depth in different things, and the production value is just phenomenal of these podcasts.
Nice,
Oh.
nice. In Darkness, welcome and thank you. If you guys want, in the chat, he has posted the petition for the YouTube thingy-mabobber, and he's also posted Danny Marie's YouTube channel and Illegally Cited YouTube channel. And I'm guessing next is Nicole Cotta's YouTube channel, or Screaming Flaming Bastard.
Subscribe to everyone.
Thanks, In Darkness. Man, In Darkness rocks. Like, Streamlabs obviously is still
better than
not
Streamlabs.
working, which is unfortunate.
It's
We're gonna
still
have to
not
teach him how to randomly generate some numbers for us so we can all gamble.
right.
You're the
That would
dealer
be
in
awesome.
darkness.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Oh man.
People would start paying off In
Darkness
Darkness
takes
to get
over.
more points so they can get a free hoodie. No thanks. No.
You're right. You're right.
Speaking of which, you guys go to Blind Toes' YouTube channel. His last video has him opening up his prize that he won. So you guys should check that out.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go watch that later.
It was cool.
Very cool.
So yeah, audio description. I have noticed on iOS, and they implemented it into OS X. I believe it was a few updates ago, where in the rotor you can actually put audio description as one of the gestures. So if you get to a section, let's say like Apple TV or whatever, you can quickly turn it on or off, or Disney Plus, you can quickly turn it on and off.
That's handy.
Yeah, it is. It works, and it works really well.
I did not know. That is so
Mhm.
cool. So
I
like,
wish-
when I'm on Netflix, I don't have to click the audio description box.
Right.
I can just do that.
Supposedly, yes. Netflix, I haven't
That's
tried
pretty
because I don't
cool.
have it, but that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I haven't tried. I've just done it through the Netflix, the audio menu that they have, but I haven't done it via the rotor. And that's the thing is there's been a couple of YouTube videos where they've had like some documentaries that I've watched, and there'll be parts where again it's somebody speaking usually in like Japanese or something, and I just like, oh, I can't read these subtitles. I would love to know what they're
Yeah.
saying, but subtitles are the worst
Mm-hmm.
if you're
For
blind.
us.
Yeah, if you're blind, that's why I made that caveat.
It would be really cool if like somehow your screen could just like have a braille display and it just pops up. Like if you're on like a braille note touch and all of a sudden instead of subtitles it's just braille and
Ew,
subtitles,
Braille
that'd be
note.
so cool.
You know what I
Sorry.
did notice? I have a Samsung 32-inch TV that I use for a monitor as well, but it's got text-to-speech on it, and I've noticed that when subtitles or closed captioning comes on, the speech engine speaks it.
I've noticed that with
Wow.
some things, but you know what I've noticed? That it's very annoying because then it's hard for me to actually listen to what I'm trying to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Netflix does that sometimes.
Yeah, the volume.
Yeah, I've watched a couple things on Netflix that have been like, cause somebody told me about this. I forget what. Oh god, what is it called? There's this super crazy, like, over the top martial arts, just foreign movie that was brutal as sin, but it was all subtitled.
Oh god. Is Robert in the chat? That's right up his alley.
I think
Where
it's
is your- what?
the shadow speaks the shadow speaks my name or our name or something like that.
So creepy.
The night I can't. I'd have to find it again.
Blind Toes, I'm
But-
not sure what you mean by anonymous.
You're
You're gonna have
scams.
to let me know.
Nuts. I mean, that is like the most violent thing I think I've ever seen.
Which one?
I can't remember the exact title.
Oh.
It's something speaks my name, or like the darkness or the shadow speaks my name, or something like that. But it
Huh.
is just
I remember
I'll have to
there
Google
was
it because
a
I now I know.
there was a Sega CD that came out in '93 or '94. It was released in Japan first, and then for about a month in the United States. But it got pulled real quick because it was completely just the most unmoral, unethical type of gameplay that you could think of. I'm not gonna mention what you could
Yeah.
do on this game.
Oh, I think we
But-
see where you're going.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of that game, but I'm sure people can find
Was
that.
it Thrill Kill?
Yes, that was it. Thrill Kill. That's it.
It's I would say I've seen footage of it, and it's nothing more than Mortal Kombat has ever done.
We're like Manhunt.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Did
yeah.
anybody play Manhunt?
on
I played a
Thrill
little
Kill
bit of it.
though, they
That game's
had
brutal.
it looked, for the technology of the day,
You're
it
right.
was realistic looking. Like as if they took real footage.
Yeah, kinda.
Like what was it? The Top Gun game for Sega CD, same type of concept where like you would shoot and then the game would cut to a pre-recorded video clip. You weren't actually
Weird.
playing it. Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, I've seen footage of Thrill Kill. It was like this 4-player fighting game, and you could like team up on others and like rip them apart, and it was just great, crazy. But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, have you seen Mortal Kombat 11?
I have not actually.
I just figured out that I can go live to my YouTube channel from my PS4. So I'm trying to think of some really cool way to loop my mixing board into the PS4. That way I can have all the other audio stuff going too. So hopefully I can figure that out. Then
You should at least use a headset. At least
Yeah.
get a mic going.
Well, I've got that the one I'm using right now. You can plug a microphone into the bottom of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Actually,
right.
what I ended up doing, I tried for when The Last of Us 2 came out. If you download the PS4 Remote Play app for your,
Yep.
that's right, you don't have Windows.
No, I got
Who does?
I don't know if.
I got remote play for my Mac.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it had. I didn't know if there was for the Mac. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, I did that, and then I could just record and stream through my PC.
Okay. How accessible is it for
OBS.
PC? Oh, fucker.
I just used OBS to stream.
Later, Joe.
And
Thanks for coming in, man. Shine, trying to remember high score, girl. I'm still wondering what Blind Toes meant by the where's the anonymous games.
Anonymous?
I don't know.
I don't know. Are you talking about just the video? I actually finally was able to get a 30-second video clip screen recording off my iOS for playing Galactic Colonies. So I'll be uploading that tomorrow to Return of the Gamer.
Cool. Space games. Yes.
I get bored really quick with those types of games, text-based resource games.
Yes.
Oh,
I get
never mind.
so bored so quick.
I heard space, though,
unfortunately,
and I got
can
excited.
relate to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mass, if you want to space, well, I mean, I wish to God it was blind accessible, because the Mass Effect trilogy, oh man,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
oh, you want a space game, man? That's good stuff.
I think I played a little bit of one of them, but it's been a while.
I played through the original 3,
Wow.
and then the 4th one was not very good, so I didn't play it much. Andromeda, I think it was called.
Yes, it is in draw. I played some of that one too. Oh,
Yeah,
That
no,
was not
2
the
is the
best
best. Anyway,
That lady that I interviewed last
Captions.
night, Celia, she worked on Lucasfilm games, Star Wars.
awesome.
Yeah, I was jelly.
I have to catch that stream. I joined, but I didn't say anything because I was so tired. I was like, I'm not gonna just say hi and then leave. I feel like that's rude. So I just joined for a couple minutes and then left. But I have to
it was a
watch
pretty
that
cool
stream.
interview. Yeah,
It
it was pretty
sounded
good.
nice to listen to.
Mm.
Joe.
I thought she was talking about how strong her accent was, and I'm like, it's not that bad.
I'm gonna, of course, Joe Quirk, Mental Vision. He says, I'm gonna check out that blonde porn you guys are talking about.
Do it. Do it. It's bad. You're gonna regret it though.
No, what's crazy is I covered the, I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year there was a blind guy that tried to sue Playboy, because, quote unquote, their chat window or something wasn't accessible on their website.
Didn't hear about that.
So I made a video and I was able to navigate it with JAWS, with voiceover, no problem. Well, apparently the lawsuit went away.
Well,
you're welcome,
and,
Playboy. You can send me something if you'd like.
The
Send me a
funny
couple
thing though
bunnies.
is, you do bring that up, but you do make a valid point, and that kind of comes into whether it's employment or ADA or whatever it is, schooling. I've seen this, on both sides. Like I said, being on the other side of the VR system, and then inside of the Volk Rehab system, and even people who are looking for work or job ready, it's you really do have to go above and beyond to know your technology, because what some people say isn't accessible. It's like, well, yeah, if by that you mean you can't just hit tab and arrow key, then no, it probably isn't. But I wouldn't navigate a web page that way at all anyway, because it would take me a year and a half to get through one page.
That's why if you understand the concepts behind screen readers, and that they're, damn it, Walter, I'm live. Stop calling me. That's Blindbeard. People go subscribe to his channel. Anyway,
I was going to say, well, you do not disturb. That's a thing.
I forgot.
See?
Anyway, well, no, I can't have. Well, yeah, I guess I could have do not disturb on, because I'm monitoring the chat with my phone.
Yeah. No, just to give
Why
me
won't
crap.
it go away? Oh, it's Facebook audio, so it doesn't go away for like 5 minutes.
Sounds about right.
What was I saying? It was important.
Talking about screen reader accessibility.
Oh, knowing how screen readers work. You were talking about that, how important it was.
How
People
important?
will understand how they work.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The conceptual ideas of screen readers. So there's multiple ways to do everything with the screen reader. For example, when you're navigating a website, like what I do is I will just read all from top to bottom. And that way I can build a mental map for myself the first time I go there. And then from there, I can just go wherever. Okay, I know it's a link. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Insert F7, links list view. Boom, go to it. First load of navigation. So it can become very easy to navigate websites. Show your support. What did I miss? Independently blind. Welcome, dude. It says maybe he wanted the website to be in Braille. LOL. I mean, I'm telling you, I still have. Maybe I'll re-upload it. I actually had the video blocked for age restriction. Whatever. I didn't show anything. I don't think.
Sorry, just laughing at the comedy of what you just said.
Right. So I'll re-upload that Playboy video actually, because it was good. I destroyed that guy's claims. Like I went point by point through his lawsuit and debunked it right there. Like, no, you can do this, and here's how. Nope, you can do this, and here's how. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you're right. You can't see the titties. Sorry.
I think Playboy should pay you for that.
They never responded to me. I was a little bummed. I wrote them. I was like, hey, I want to live. Oh, yeah. The other thing was that live chat is not accessible. So I did a screen record. I went on a live chat with the representative, Brittany, and she was like, how can I help you? I was like, hey, I'm just doing this. Do you mind if I do a screen record? No, not at all. She said, this is text, right? I'm like, I'm not looking for any pics. I'm blind. So I told her, I was like, this is why I'm doing it. This guy is making a claim saying your website's not accessible. I'm here to prove him otherwise. And I did with the chat as well. So it was fun. I love debunking people.
Troll.
Oh, yeah.
Troll.
But
it's one thing if you do debunk it with actual facts and you're just like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
I can't
Classic
stand
troll
that.
behavior over there.
Yep. Exactly.
You do.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, Standing the Witness here. Hey, welcome, Standing.
Wow, nice audience today.
Yeah, you've had quite a few. There's 11 in the chat right now. 11.
Blind porn hub sound. Wait, what? Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Blind poor hub in Braille sounds like a win-win.
I don't know why that threw me off.
It's very touchy. she feeling?
Nice one, Nicole.
Scratch and sniff. Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh,
no,
dude.
it wouldn't. Ew,
Jason,
gross.
Jason. Everybody knows the story of the scratch
Disgusting.
and sniff Jason story, right?
Yes.
Okay. So wouldn't that be a hilarious, like, over the shoulder shot of Jason, you know, face planted on a screen trying to see what's there,
Oh,
and all you see above his head is Penthouse
Yeah.
on the screen? That would be awesome. I'm gonna Photoshop that. Well, I'm gonna pay Danny to do it.
we can make it happen.
Make that into a hoodie.
Oh my god, yes. Just put Penthouse and Scratch and Sniff underneath it
Yeah.
too.
Scratch and sniff. Blind guys scratch
so
and sniff
smart.
the coochie.
Oh, so gag worthy. So hilarious.
How's that taco smelling, Jason?
Jason's probably dying over there.
He's trying to find his earbuds as quickly as possible.
You need to add.
Yeah, man, we missed you, Jason. Where you at?
Oh, he said in the chat. No, he texted me. He's getting a bunch of video. He's getting his videos ready for tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got a
Can't
bunch
wait.
coming out. He's
Can't
popping
wait.
off.
Bunch. Don't release them all at once. Leave some suspense, okay?
Yeah. You gotta leave some suspense. Like, release once a week or something like that.
Have her coming back for more. Don't unload all at once, man.
Oh my
You end up with
God.
kids.
This stream has deteriorated quickly.
It's going somewhere, yeah.
It's going. It's coming. Whatever.
Oh my
You're done. You're cut off. It's time.
So those Northern Carolina cheese balls, how those taste, Nicole? Stuck some spicy balls in your mouth again, huh?
Oh my
God.
god.
Again, probably next week, unless
You're
Danny
nuts.
Mac wants to join the stream.
You're nuts. He got his, or I don't know if he's got it,
He
but
needs to.
He
I wanna
ordered
see-
them,
Yeah.
but I don't. He never gave me an answer of yes or no whether he wanted to join or not. So I'm not sure if we're.
okay.
I don't know what's going on.
He is 8 hours ahead. Just remember that.
Yeah, well, 6 for me, so
East
quite
Coast
so
doesn't
bad.
count.
not too bad.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
Have fun destroying yourself again.
That's so nuts. Nuts.
Oh.
Nuts.
That's nuts. That's right.
There we go.
Not even the good kind.
Oh my god. Jesse's like really quiet now.
It's over your discussion of dirty things.
Probably wondering if his
Scratch and
neighbors could hear
sniff.
this stream.
I don't associate myself with you any longer.
Yeah, right. We'll
The
see
opinions
for
of this
work.
podcast are totally not my own. They're totally crazy people. Whatever disclaimer that is or something.
Yeah.
I don't
This
know
is
who you are,
particular-
Whistler. I've never seen you in my life.
This
What's
particular
that?
episode is sponsored by Playboy and Penthouse and Spicy Cheese Balls and Blind Pornhub.
All of those things do not belong together.
Absolutely not.
So.
Oh, can you imagine?
Especially
Dude.
not cheese
No,
balls.
no.
Dude.
Do not even say it.
Can you imagine
even-
spicy
Not do
cheese
porn after
balls?
Cheese balls.
Can you imagine? No. Cheese balls, spicy cheese balls instead of ping pong balls.
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're wholesome. Good. Keep it that way.
You know, I was gonna. Yeah.
No one's heard the story of ping pong balls.
Should probably keep that to yourself, whatever it is.
Nicole's super quiet. I think she knows
Nicole
exactly what I'm talking
knows. I
about.
don't know. I don't know. She's like silently laughing.
She muted herself. She's busting a gut.
No, she's silently laughing right now. I'm looking at her. I'm just laughing looking at her. I can't. Whatever it is, it's something. I don't know.
Age no captain. She's gonna blow, says Independently Blind.
There she is. Ugh.
That would hurt.
Oh my god.
It would hurt.
Jason's right. This is demonetized.
You think?
I don't. Yeah, probably.
Probably.
It happens, but it's okay because Nicole's a new member. Thank you, Nicole, of my channel. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Oh man. Oh. Dying over here.
Independently Blind says, you do know that everything that you see now revolving around cheese balls is going to be taking it dirty.
He knows. He did it on purpose. Are you talking about Nicole? She knows too.
Cheese balls. Cheesy balls. I mean, you don't want like Wonder Cheese up there. That's just like not good. Balls and cheese? No, it doesn't. Ugh.
That sounds so disgusting.
Gross.
You took it too far. You took it too far.
Blind Toes likes to eat the cheese balls. He says.
Funny, actually.
He doesn't even have that many more left.
How are you guys eating the whole like bag of those things?
I probably still have another half of a bag left, but
You need to try something different then. Like maybe someone was mentioning the beef jerky stuff.
Oh, I love beef jerky.
Yeah.
But
I think
Carolina
that was
beef jerky.
I would die for some beef jerky if it was Northern Carolina Reaper pepper beef jerky. I would do it.
My dad always made the he'd do a little beef jerky, but actually he would make venison jerky.
Oh,
love.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh,
hell yeah!
it's so good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad at all. But then he makes like that's the thing I like about going home is like he'll go home and I don't have to, when I come back I'll usually come back with a whole bunch of stuff from my freezer and I won't have to go. Especially I'll get like beef or pork or deer, all of that kind of thing. So it's like all that stuff in the stores are just so expensive and the quality's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
You and I are secretly from the same place.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Everything.
In Darkness put a link in the description or in the box. Theory of a Blind Man on Pornhub. HTTP.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Whistler. When you do your review, you have to do it with the voice that you used for your intro.
Oh.
Like, you have to create something that's so freaking funny.
Which intro?
Like, the voice that you use for your intro, you gotta do that when you do, like, your review for...
Your text-to-speech voice.
Oh, you want me to use the text-to-speech voice?
The English guy.
I think that would be really funny.
Yeah, maybe. I got some ideas bouncing around the marbles in my brain hole. Blind Toast says, that's not right, Whistler. I know he's talking about the ping pong cheese ball thing.
Probably. Yeah. I'd say I'd Google that later, but I'm not sure I want to feel the consequences of whatever that's going to bring.
You've already sent me the link to Blind Pornhub, so you might as well now. Like
but,
Google's already got you in their algorithm. Anytime you type in B, it's going to come up with Blind Pornhub every single time. Damn it, Google!
I mean, that's what clear history is for, but
Oh, I have a link where it erases your Google history. Not
you can do that Google itself.
No. Mm-hmm. This is the quote unquote deep clean, where it erases all your metadata. It erases everything except your account information.
Well, that's so nice.
I don't know. Google knows me at this point. It's too late.
Yeah, right.
Nobody like Google. I can just say, "Hey, play some music," and it just knows me. It's weird.
Knows exactly what songs you listen to.
It's freaky weird though. It'll pick a mood, and I'm just like, "That's the mood."
No, the amount of just any of these systems that that we use all the time. I mean, It's free for a reason because that's just. I mean, they can.
It's not really free.
Well, they
Well,
make
exactly.
billions and
That's
billions
that's
of
kind of what I'm
dollars of
getting at.
selling
Is,
your
I mean,
info.
there's just so much.
Oh yeah.
What's I don't know if you guys saw. It was like a Apple News alert that I got 2 days ago talking about how there's now an app where you can rat on your neighbor.
Oh God.
That doesn't
Why?
surprise me.
It's called like civilian. Oh, what was it called? Yeah, it was basically like you see it, you report it, or you
Oh,
see it, you
that's
say
like
it.
Google's
That's
neighborhood app or
asking
whatever.
For, like, that's all the Karens. Like, everyone's gonna turn into a Karen.
Exactly.
I think it's meant to. Well, it's meant to be good. You know, they always start with good intentions, but
Yeah.
Google has one like that too. It's like nearby or near me or something
Yeah.
Heard of
like
a few
that.
other ones like that. Yeah,
Yeah. So.
I've heard of a few apps that are sort of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like my neighborhood or something. Like your neighborhood all connects with each other, and you can see what's
Mhm.
going on around you. But like people be like, "There's this creepy van that's been driving up and down the road on and off today," and it's just
Mhm.
like
That could be good in theory. Some of it, you know,
Right,
if it's used
right.
correctly.
Yeah.
Especially
Mhm.
for someone who's blind, honestly.
Oh yeah, but if
Just
you're
saying.
directly targeting certain neighbors,
Let me see if I
Yes,
still
yes.
have this because I bet I can freak you guys out for what I can pull up
Oh.
on Google.
I'm
Okay.
sure.
And it's nothing illegal.
But yeah, no, if it's a feature like that, somebody's going to misuse it. I mean, always. It never fails. But,
Mhm.
you know, the benefits probably outweigh the disadvantages. But, you know.
guys, this blind girl's in our neighborhood, and every time she goes for a walk, she whacks her cane onto my car, and I'm just like,
And then just
I
throw
have-
cheese
I have
balls
so
at the
many
end of it.
kids.
I saw her in her
Dumbass.
window eating cheese balls.
She's eating
It
cheese
was
balls,
weird.
and then she feels her way around, and I saw fingerprints on my
Little
car.
black book.
She tried
Whoa.
opening my mailbox, but
Where's my little black book? Let's try
Oh.
Dropbox.
I'm afraid of what you're looking for.
Here it is. Okay. Anybody can do this on Google, so file extensions. Make security camera viewing. There we go.
oh,
Oh, yeah. Who's the dude talking? So that's Jesse Anderson, probably, since I'm guessing you know Whistler's voice.
Who's asking?
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Standing is. I know, but you're the only other dude.
Oh yeah. It would be
Yeah.
Jesse Anderson, aka
Yeah.
illegally cited. I've had him on a few
Yes.
times.
Yeah. She has. I don't know if she's been into the other We'll See for Work streams or not. But I'm Danny Marie AUC, and the other girl you hear is Nicole Cotta.
that is me. Hey, my last name is Ada, just with a K.
ADA with a K.
Yeah.
ADA with a K. Coda.
So special.
Yeah, started out with the ADA and audio description, and then it just kind of derailed horribly.
There was some cool video game
Ooh.
discussion in the middle, at least. I mean, come
This
on.
will be a good one. I think this is a Chinese. I think it's Shanghai. Oh wait, you guys won't be able to see it unless I share it in that window. Wait, you guys can't see it anyway. Fuck you.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, what is he talking about?
There he goes again.
Well, I mean, there's security cameras, so there's no audio.
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah.
Oh
lame.
crap! What did I just do?
Can you see it, Whistler?
What'd you say?
I said nothing.
I said nothing.
It's okay, Nicole. I heard you.
You gotta be yelling like you usually do, Nicole, so I can hear you.
I don't usually yell. I yell when I'm doing my videos, but I don't yell on other people's videos.
You do yell when you do your videos.
Yeah.
I totally
No,
wanted to mention that to
because
you.
my audio sucks, and I have to scream into my phone.
Girl, get you a microphone. You can
I
do
have
it.
2 of them. I just can't figure out why they are both not working. I can't get them to work on my computer, or my phone, but I can get them to work on my Braille Note Touch.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
Doesn't make much sense.
It's so annoying.
Technology.
It's probably the adapter, honestly.
Have you got another one to try or not yet?
I mean, I've
What's going on
tested
here?
everything out, but I'll figure it out eventually.
I hope you do.
Me too, because I'm getting really frustrated with yelling at my camera.
I
Oh,
have faith in you.
it still works.
I'm watching the stream. I'm guessing you're showing it on there.
No, I haven't shared it yet, but I'm about to share it right now.
Yeah.
Share screen. Yay.
I'm a little
Sorry.
afraid, honestly.
Wait a second. Huh. I'm confused. It won't let me select a window. Oh,
It looks like it's on
it's
the
sharing.
screen. 211 network camera. Yeah, it's on there. It's just black right now, but you
I
know.
haven't started it. I was trying to see if there's
Well,
any
then you're good.
coordinates.
It just says access 211 network. That's all. I don't see anything else.
Oh, there we go. Yep, link live view. There we go. Website not secure, which means they don't have the security system locked down. View size. X05. I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe it's the Times Zoom.
That's very possible.
Could be.
I've seen stuff like that before, so that's probably what it is.
Let's do
Especially if it's footage.
4 times Zoom. If it's still black, it just means too many people are watching, it says.
It's actually gone white with an icon in the middle.
Uh-oh.
Or is that your mouse pointer? Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Let's break into security cameras online live.
I have no idea what they're talking about in chat. You might have to translate whatever's going on in there. No idea. So lost tonight, apparently.
Well, let's see. What time is it anyway? Oh, jeez.
It's late.
Oh, Jesus.
You already missed your other show. It's over now.
Who's the dude talking? Inductors acting, illegally cited link. Cool, thank you. I remember. Ty. Or, thank you. Ah, that's another reason I hate about screen readers. Ty?
Yeah.
Like, who's Ty? Who's...
Tyler, are you a new subscriber?
She loves the buzzing. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea either.
No
I
clue.
thought
Who
you
said
could
that? Was that
explain
Blind
it.
Tools that said that?
What girl doesn't love the buzzing? Oh, the battery type of buzzing?
I don't know. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
Buzzing.
It seemed like I was missing context for that one in the chat.
I really hope
Like,
I'm not interpreting that how I think I'm interpreting
you
it.
are. You are.
829.
But I don't know.
So what we're
I
gonna
don't know
do
what's going on.
is, what time is it? Yeah, 8:29. We're gonna end the stream because it now sucks. But if you guys made it this far, I'm going to at least go over to the after show. Anybody here is welcome to join us. We're just gonna be hanging out, talking. I'm gonna be actually editing that Galactic Colony video as well live. I know there's a couple people that wanted to know how to do some stuff in Final Cut Pro, so I'll be doing that, hanging out, and
That's cool.
yeah. So if you guys want to hang out, any of the panel members, you're more than welcome to. You can just stay on the Skype call, and I'll bring it into the next show. So once again, Jesse Anderson, illegally cited. Danny Marie, AUC. That's a YouTube channel, and her name. Go figure. And Nicole Cotta from the redundantly spoken Nicole Cotta YouTube channel. AKA Screaming Spicy Cheese Ball Bastard.
Oh my god.
Forever now. It's forever.
You're forever stamped. It's like a permanent Hawaiian ink stamp right on your forehead.
Just like that cheese ball die.
Yep. Oh, that'd be painful.
Yeah.
In darkness. So thank you guys all for joining us. It's been great. I'm not going to try to remember everybody that was here. In Darkness, Staying in the Wind, Shine, El Albino, Gina, Joe Quirk, Anybody Blind, Blind Toes. I think I got them all.
Josh was here. I don't know
Josh?
who else was here. Yeah,
Joe,
I
a
didn't see
lot
a
of
Josh.
people.
there was at the beginning.
Well, hey, Josh, if you're still here, I guess not, but thank you.
He might have left. The discussion went downhill.
Probably. I would have.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, see, Stanley says, I don't know. I only know one buzzing. Smiley face with licking lips.
That's accurate. All right. We'll go with that then.
After show. Oh, thank you, In Darkness. Yep, there's the link for it.
He's on it, man.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Best moderator.
All right, guys. Thanks once again for coming in, and stay tuned next week. I think we'll do, seriously though, I think we'll do the social cue thing.
I think that's a good idea, especially
Yeah.
because I totally spoke at the wrong time earlier.
It's fine, Nicole. It's fine.
Oh, man.
I was like, I gotta do this right. And then I did it totally wrong.
It's like, blah, 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 blah. So do you want me to do it now or after the welcome? Well, since you
Spoiler
already
alert,
done
Nicole's
it.
doing an intro.
I already done it. So, okay, we are out of here. Thank you guys all for joining me, and everybody in the chat. It's been awesome. I don't think I'm going to do an outro because I just want to get to the next show. So, thank you all for
Alrighty.
watching. This is Theory of Blind Man. Remember, love is blind. Keep it blind.